The question, right? When you look at who you were in high school versus who you are now, not necessarily what would you change about like the activities you did, but what would you change about the way that you perceived yourself? And what I say by that is back then I didn't have much confidence in myself. So I think about like what would my life be if I had confidence at an earlier age? Maybe I would have felt confident enough to get better grades or think I was worthy enough to go to college or be like, yo, no, you can participate in any act, you can play football, you can do these things.
Say that one more time for me.
What would you do if you had the level of confidence now that you have in your life?
No, that wasn't the question you asked.
What would you do now? What would you do back then if you could change the way you thought about yourself back then? The way you thought
what you
about
thought
yourself.
about yourself back then is how you think about yourself now, is it?
Yeah. If you could just, not about what you would do different, but what you thought about yourself. Because, you know, they say that we are our thoughts and we do self-talk. Everybody does self-talk. When you look in the mirror, you say, hey, you are such and such. I know when I was earlier, I didn't tell myself I was worthy. I didn't think I was capable of getting A's in school.
Shit, I ain't that, but like at a young age, I knew I was different. You know what I mean? I knew I was different than the next, the next person. Like, always knew. I think the same way. Like, I think I'm still the same. In a sense. Because how I think now is how I used to think back then. Okay. I just matured a lot more.
Okay. No negative self-talk? So
yeah. Can't mature without that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Just imagine if you change that self-talk that you taught to yourself when you was younger. Like I said, for me, I know if I started out telling myself, yo, you're the greatest. If I was telling myself that in 9th grade, if I was telling yo, you're the greatest fucking person in the world, I know I would have achieved so much more. I know that. What you think, Chris?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Man. I would say...
Will the mic over to you a little bit? Yeah.
I'd definitely say, like, just my pride in general.
Scoot over to the mic, bro.
Just my pride in general. I wouldn't be so prideful. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still prideful to this day. But knowing what I know now, I know that I got no way of myself.
That's deep.
Nothing ever stopped me.
Move the mic over to you a little bit.
But you.
Exactly.
Your biggest obstacle in life is yourself. Can't nobody stop you.
Like, football-wise, I've never met a man stop me. Grades, ain't shit stop me but myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, time management, everything. I think it's the things that I didn't know then, because I come from a household where that wasn't taught. Yeah. We grew up in the same house, so you know, it's really like me and you, we were taught just
basic survival mechanisms.
I just said this last night.
Survival and how to be the toughest man. You always got to be the toughest. You can't be no punk. Because if you look at it, ain't nobody in our family no pushovers.
Nah, definitely not.
Everybody's so prideful.
Prideful. And a lot of the things that you say with that comes from that being your only source of currency. That being your only source of, that's all you have is your pride. Because when you grow up in poverty, you know, you don't have material values, you know what I'm saying? All you have is what you think of yourself. And a lot of this shit come out negative, right? Like pride. Pride is so negative.
Pride stands for, please remember I destroy everything.
Ooh.
I ain't never heard that before.
Ooh.
Killed them. That's deep.
Damn.
That's real shit.
It stand for what?
Please remember I destroy everything.
Golly.
I get that tatted on me.
And we hear about, they say that that your pride destroys you. Man. And that's all, and that's what I was talking about like, if we could just open up the communication lanes to people. Like, you know, some people might offend us, but they're not even offending us. They're offending our pride.
Facts.
And once you realize that pride is destructive, and when you feed into that energy, only negative things will come from that.
You know what they said? You only have two things as a man.
What's up?
Your name and your respect.
Facts.
And that pride, you're going to die behind that. Your name and your respect.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But, and then the question is, you know, they say that as you mature, what respect means to you changes. Right?
What you think about it? Yeah, I get
because when I was younger, respect meant like, yo, don't step on my shoes, you disrespecting me.
That's still a thing.
Now that I'm older, it's like, yo,
don't step on my shoes, but it really ain't.
Yeah, it's not that big of my priorities. My perspective is changing what respect is, you know what I'm saying? It's not as shallow. When you're younger, your respect is shallow to you. Somebody talk to your bitch, nigga gonna disrespect me, talk to my...
Yeah, I was about to fight this white boy. I was about to fight this white boy at the lunch table. Cause he sat next to Jacinta.
For real?
Yeah. And like, I used to sit by her every day, and you know this. And like you trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? So then,
black people hate that. Don't be funny.
Bro, don't try me. Nigga with the grass.
Oh, man. Hey, this is my question. I wonder how many niggas done got killed over somebody thinking they were trying to be funny. Oh, you trying to be funny, ain't you?
Yeah.
You trying to be funny, ain't you? So, like, that's why I be trying to say, like, yo, that self-actualization, once we can break out of these mindsets that we've been put in. We have, like, a poverty mindset. It's kind of hard to break because we're from the hood. We're from the trap.
That's all you know.
It's going to take years to deprogram that shit up out of us. It starts with our language. You start noticing motherfuckers change their language. The slang slowly goes away, and then you start to use these, you know, different vocabularies.
Start with you seeing.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Because up to a point, I figured everybody grew up like I grew up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?